Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with designer Glenn Drover, looking at Railroad Rivals, or at least a pre-production copy, not final version, from new company, Forbidden Games.
New company, Forbidden Games.
Yeah.
Sort of the short story is that Jason Kapalka, who was one of the founders at PopCap, the designer of Bejeweled and Zuma, and involved with Plants vs. Zombies, he and I are cooperating and partnering on founding a new company using those same kind of principles, where we're creating casual games aimed at a broad audience, but super high production values, AAA production values, and large marketing campaigns. It just seems like there's more and more people playing games, and lots of the games that are being developed are aimed at the hardcore. So we're like, well, let's take all the great concepts, all the great mechanics, and bring them to the masses with high production values. We actually have 2 Disney artists we're working with. Disney actually lets them moonlight, so we scoop these guys up, and they're really insanely talented. This is some of the characters that we're working on a game down the road. So we've got a pirate game, and you can really see the characters. You can flip a couple. There's a couple different. We're gonna have 70 unique pirate characters in this game, and it's just each one looks unique and different and funny. And different props, they all pop as characters. So that's the kind of aesthetic.
Different.
And then this is a different look and feel. This is our second game we're working on, which is a simple economics game, which has some feel and elements of Settlers and set collection like Monopoly, but again, simple and more modern mechanics. And so again, you can see that the artwork is aimed at family, at women, at kids. It's very cuddly, but the gameplay would not be unfamiliar to gamers.
Okay. All right.
So the first game we have is Railroad Rivals, which is launching March 20th on Kickstarter.
Okay.
And the idea is that you're playing a full-on railroad game with tile laying that you can play the full game in 45 minutes.
Okay.
But it has all the elements of a game like Railroad Tycoon, which I designed with Martin Wallace.
Okay.
So you have links that you're building between cities. You have all the classic railroads like the B&O, the ATSF, for all the railroad buffs and historians that are into that kind of thing. And you make connections and deliver goods, and stock prices go up. And that's it. It's basically all the elements baked into a very simplified model.
Okay.
We can show like a quick sample turn.
Okay.
You might start with a city, let's say we'll go with Cleveland. And you can see on Cleveland, you've got the C&O Railroad, the NYC, and the NYC coming into Cleveland. And those are actually the railroads in the late 1800s and early 1900s that serviced Cleveland. On your turn, you're going to, say there's 4 players. You'll have 4 tiles that you can select from. So there's drafting.
Okay.
You also have 4 stock tiles that will come out. So you get 4 stock tiles and 4 cities, and you'll have turn order that you'll bid for at the beginning of every turn.
Okay.
And then you'll draft. So every player will select 1 city and 1 stock. And you'll have a hand of 3 cities, and you'll select which one can be linked to the cities that are out there. And of course, the tableau will build as the game progresses. But so in this case, you might link Louisville to Cleveland, and then you put these will be wooden locomotive meeples, and you'll put your locomotive on there to show that you own that link.
Okay.
So instead of building complex tracks or drawing lines, it's that simple. You've now linked.
Abstracted out.
You've got Louisville and Cleveland linked, and they are historically linked on the C&O.
Okay.
So that's kind of fun, again, for people who are into railroading. They'll get the links. And then the next part of the phase of laying is to put down the goods cubes, and Cleveland has 2. So you would put 2, or actually we did Louisville, so that was 1. You'd put 1 cube down, and then everyone else would, this won't be exact, but everyone else would do their cities, put cubes down, and then the deliveries would happen. In turn order, you would then deliver your cubes, and you'd have your different colored players. And then the delivery happens. And delivery is very simple. You can decide to deliver on your railroad or anyone else's.
Okay.
And you just basically say, I'm delivering on the NYC. The stock for the NYC goes up. You gain the points, but if you've used someone else's railroad, they also get the points.
Okay.
It's that simple. And the first player to deliver one color gets the maximum of 3 points. The second player gets 2. The third player gets 1.
Okay.
So you want to try and figure out a way to deliver a unique color.
Right.
Right. So very simple, but there's some fine points of strategy and tactics in the game. But what happens is, as the game progresses, the stock values are going up, and the bidding war becomes super intense as the railroads come out for draft that are worth a lot more.
Right.
So it's really, that's it. It's a 45-minute stock railroad themed game that is actually super fun.
All right. Thanks for the overview, Glenn. Railroad Rivals coming out when?
March 20th starts the
No,
Kickstarter.
when it, and actually released.
Released, we figure, in time for Gen Con. So
Okay.
July.
All right. Thanks very much.
Thank you.